This isn't a bad view. So I've been thinking about what you said about the struggle and the disappointment when you release something and the result isn't what you thought it would be. And Tim, I think I've talked to you a little bit about this on IRC, but for everyone else, I've been kind of catching up on Seth Godin blog posts and books, and one of the things that's jumped out to me is the idea that we need to make things that connect with people. The idea that I'm gonna make something, and the result of it, the amount of money I make, the customers I get, is separate from the thing and from the making of the thing. And so there's an expectation separate from the expectation of what I made, if that makes sense. But the other piece that I'm thinking about too is the idea that there's the mass market, and then there's the people that are our customers, or specifically, let's say, your customers. And so, you make something, and if you make it and try to make it for everyone, you might make something that's compromised and mediocre and no one cares. But if you make something for a specific target audience, a specific audience that you care about, that cares about you, and that getting to that point is probably hard, but the idea being that if you make it for them, then they're the only audience that really matters. Anybody else and what they have to say, and whether they say this isn't for me, or I'm not into racing games, or whatever, that's great, but they weren't your customer in the first place. But I think what Seth Godin would argue is that if you target it for someone and optimize it for them, you might find out that audience is bigger than you expect. And so for me, what I'm worried about is that I'm not pushing hard enough to identify who I want to make games for precisely enough. I don't. My capacity of making games at this time means that the kind of thing that I would want to do to make something awesome for them is much less than I would like, and probably makes it hard to simultaneously make something awesome for them as opposed to something mediocre for them that is even more mediocre for everyone else, if that makes sense. But I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks.